made PC
And
game
now
has
we're
better
live.
shadows than The Last of Us.
Welcome back to Sonic Unleashed, where last time we ended up getting Spagonia all solved and whatnot. Oh, hold on.
Good old rooftop.
But now we gotta go to Holoska.
Holoska. Yeah, I was looking for
Holoska's the ice world, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so wait until night.
Shit. Oh boy, the worst probably my worst werehog stage.
How do you figure?
I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster.
Hey, Professor.
Professor Pickle.
Yes.
Professor Moto, I need your help.
Alright, this is
now
still
I
the
need to figure out
for Unleashed, right?
Yeah, this is the HD version.
Now I need to figure out.
I mean, the 4Kids voice cast.
Yeah, this is still Jason Griffith and company.
Yep.
This is before Studiopolis.
Yeah, this is before 4Kids ended up.
Come on.
This
yeah,
is before
Grandpa,
This is before
they
4Kids
said
had their.
Moto, like Motorola, or motorcycle.
This is before 4Kids decided to. This is before 4Kids decided to have their collective heads right up their rectum.
I mean, they haven't before.
Well, I mean more so than usual. Because by 2010, they kind of lost everything.
Yeah. I think it was maybe because Kirby, ever since Kirby got finished its series, that's when it got worse. I know that we can't hear the scream right now, but I'm still gonna say it. Ever since Kirby Right Back at the finished Aaron, it was when 4Kids truly got worse.
Oh yeah. Never forget how they did One Piece Derby.
No, ho ho, he took a bite of gum gum.
I think redeeming things that came from it. Some 4Kids got work on the current dub of One Piece.
Now I will say,
and
I
also
prefer.
it did have some.
I will say I vastly prefer 4Kids Luffy to Clinkenbeard Luffy.
No.
Clinkenbeard has fucked up her voice playing Luffy. So.
I will admit that my therapist for that did sound very similar as Luffy.
Well, that would explain in my case why Gohan
But I will
sounded a
say,
bit off.
Zoro at least sounds good.
Yeah. At least, like, I feel like
Although,
Mark
we all
DeRessa
agree
was...
Sanji for worse.
Yeah, it nearly hurt for David Moon. I heard for David Moon. I heard that, yeah. I heard that voice role really screwed David Moo's career.
Who loves you, baby?
He was in Slayers as Zelos, and dude is actually surprisingly good in that role.
And David Boo has done some good voices.
Oh, god damn it.
You play a killer
Damn it!
Ooh, just one off. Never.
German suplex!
But watching some iceberg video on YouTube. I did not realize that there was 8 different sauces that could have supplied these theme songs. And some of the other
different what
choices.
now?
Ooh. Apparently,
8 different what now?
Okay, how do you know 5D's theme songs?
Oh, the 5D's theme song. Yeah.
Apparently there was apparently there was also 8 other voices that could have been, and apparently fans voted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot.
That used to be a big thing back in the day, where when they did stuff like that, they'd like have votes for favorite theme songs, but they'd also have these multiple versions of each theme song. So they'd have, and you know, the show's going through demos, like multiple demos for a given theme song isn't uncommon. It's just, I've always found it kind of odd when you listen to an alternate version of the same song with slightly different lyrics done by the same people.
Like One Piece.
Yeah. Like listening to the 4Kids dub of We Are is like, hey, this is actually pretty good. This would have worked as a second verse for the actual.
I'm just gonna say screw it. I'll come back to that one later.
Nope. Alfred R. Kahn had his own stick up his ass because kids get weird.
I'll appreciate it.
No wonder their dub of Shaman King was just like, ugh.
The only thing
A lot of people actually like the 4Kids dub of Shaman King, from what I could tell.
It's
Yeah,
definitely
I
one
think
of their better dubs.
And there was a time they did attempted to do an uncut dub of Shaman King, but that was short-lived.
Yet only 6 episodes. 2 DVDs.
Yeah, it was
and with
surprisingly
Yu-Gi-Oh!
short.
Only 3 DVDs, 9 episodes.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Had more episodes finished, but the lawsuit pretty much killed it.
Yep.
Because Funimation wasn't paying the Japanese voice actors
Royalty.
their cut of the sales.
Specifically Yugi's, say you?
Yeah, specifically Yugi's voice actor. Yeah, Kazuma wasn't getting his cut of his work. Because they were like, oh, our actors don't get a cut of the royalties, why would we bother for paying the Japanese end? And it's like, well, because they have different contracts, motherfucker.
It looks like things got cleared up when the official subs happened.
Oh.
Yeah, but we're never gonna get, well, unless Discotech gets a hold of it, we're probably never gonna get never gonna get
a proper
an uncut
Japanese
version of
release.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever again.
Yeah, and Cinedyne's not doing anything with it. They're doing jack
No.
shit.
No, that actually, well, it's Cineverse now. They changed their fucking name. And that bothers me because I own stock in Cineverse, and they have done their best to fuck up my portfolio by not making use of the catalog that well. Like when Cinedyne
I'll be right
lost
back.
the rights to Digimon, I lost money.
Ooh,
That's yeah.
God. Ouch.
Oof.
Yeah.
Jeez. A similar story reminded me someone because like I have a friend who really loves Detective Conan. Like the reason there hasn't been a whole lot of English releases for it is because like at some point Funimation just held on to the IP with an iron grip. Like they were doing like IP hostage essentially.
Cue the clip
How
from
dare they
Smiling
make another
Friends. It's
dub?
my
It is my
yeah.
IP. Yeah, it's my IP
cue the
that I
clip.
do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. As Sony, we'll give you 6 different versions of The Last of Us. We won't do anything with those awesome PlayStation 1 games that everybody loved, but nobody seems to want
for
to.
Last of Us remake, another remake, re-release for Last of Us 2 and 1. Oh boy!
Last of Us 2 remastered, one of the worst games
and
ever
we're
made.
Never gonna make a third.
Oh no!
Make a third.
We're gonna get 3 seasons out of The Last of Us 2, but we're not gonna get We're not gonna get a game set during the... We're not gonna get a game set during the fucking outbreak. That little prologue at the start of the first game is all you're gonna get.
Yep. Honestly, I mean, the fact that we are going to most likely get 3 seasons of this show because, you know, we gotta do the Abby side of things. Oh boy. The only thing I'm looking forward for is we get to see the Rat King in live action, so...
Craig Mazin said that they might be able to do 4 seasons of it.
How?
Okay. So, one bit of news that ended up coming up, Switch 2 finally came out, and spoilers, there's no games.
No, there is.
Yeah, there's Mario Kart.
Unless you count Mario.
Yeah, Mario Kart World and GameCube games on Switch Online. And keep in mind, I didn't pre-order it.
So, here's the... And honestly, I've seen in how Mario Kart World looks, and I'm like, the aesthetic looks fine, it's just, I wish there was more.
Yeah.
Because...
No, seriously, free Diddy. Where is Diddy?
Not Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, P. Diddler, Diddy Kong.
We're talking about Diddy Kong.
Yeah.
The good Diddy.
Okay, so now we're in Cool Edge Night Zone. And since we're getting since it's a Werehog section, we're gonna be here for a while. So recently
Barbara, she better pay me, otherwise I'm going to have to repossess her.
So recently, that ended up coming to our attention that there was some riots going on over immigration.
Hang on. I have to say something here. I have to quote something I saw online. We were born too late. Oh, somebody dropped out. We were born too late to experience the LA riots. We were born too early to experience the LA riots. We were born just in time to experience the LA riots, and then the LA riots again.
Yeah. And
the usual suspects are being stupid again.
And it's like... And it's like...
We're going to Apatos now? Let's see. What?
After Spagonia and Night Year to go to Chunnan, but first you gotta actually get the prompt to go there by Professor Pickle.
Okay, so I have to go talk to Professor Pickles before I can go to
Yes. Which, by the way, prepare yourself for another Werehog stage.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back. Yeah. Apparently a bunch of people are being stupid about immigration again. I don't really...
Like Liam O'Brien and Erica Lindbeck.
I could not care less what actors have to say about stuff like this.
Yeah, seriously.
It's not a...
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, voice actors, unless this directly affects you, shut the fuck up already. No one, honestly... Nobody gives a shit about how you feel about this, because they're like, oh, does this affect you? Oh, they're like, no, well then fuck off! And guess what?
People wonder why I don't use Twitter.
Go to Holoska.
Yeah. And then of course there's also...
People wonder why I'm, like, very selective with voice actors I support. And...
Same here! And yet people get on me for the ones I choose to support, or just because of political bullshit.
The funny thing that I saw, and this was completely unrelated to this situation, but Tom Felton is reprising his role as Draco Malfoy in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which sucks, but you know, happy for him to get work.
Tom Felton and Jason Isaacs are just so wholesome.
Yeah,
in regards to this.
But Tom Felton's like, somebody tried to ask him about the J.K. Rowling drama, and he's just like, oh, you know, I'm just happy to be working.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah.
Can we talk about like the
something else?
Yeah.
Of course.
The thing is that You know, Phil Lamar, after a while, finally got the hint, and then stopped preaching dumb politics. X on social media. No.
So many people do not give a fuck, and they'll only. It's like how George Takei used to be this. George Takei used to be this like everybody's happy uncle who made goofy posts online, and then he started posting about political shit that half his audience either didn't like or didn't care for. And it's like, hey, we came to you to get away from this, and now
you're actively
undermining our escapism from this nonsense, you know? So
we live in a time where rage baiting is all the rage.
Yep.
And drama baiting as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So yeah.
Oh, look at that! I can get the iron boots.
Yay! Iron boots.
Oh god damn it, Sonic!
No. Well, I know what I gotta do. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Cowabunga!
Seriously, when again Sonic meets the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Come on, man. When is that gonna happen?
Like, dude, it's freaking okay, man.
Mikey's gang like a hey, come on, Raph, I'm just trying to kill kid.
Oops, this was not what I had in mind.
Oh look, a free life. Too bad lives are worthless nowadays.
Oh.
Too bad lives are worthless in platforms nowadays.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I've got the heavy boots from Sonic Labyrinth.
Oh joy.
Alex, you got the stomp ability.
I'm just goofing around.
For some reason, I figured that had to be the case.
Alright. So, what else
now I'm remembering why I didn't like the Xbox version of this game that much.
Why?
Just because some of the overworld stages are a little bit.
You mean the HD? So that's just the HD version problem.
Again, considering that I have my own issues with the HD version, and that's fair. But most of those issues stem from the fact that I played the wrong version of the game.
Yeah, I've had fun with the PS3 version.
Yeah. With UMVC 3, but I remember in tournaments, whenever it came to UMVC 3, it's always the Xbox 360 version that was ideally used, since there's like not as much like input lag to speak of.
I think there's something, I think maybe there's just something specific about the Xbox version.
And I died.
But hey, at least we can use the segue to talk about, I guess to finally talk about summer game stress.
I mean, we can.
I got to see most of the ones.
Fake E3. Knock off E3.
Follow up to.
Or as I like to call it, E4.
Or, Jeff Keoff is glazing of Kojima. Seriously, that man glazed the hell out of Kojima.
Yeah, Jeff Keighley's yearly Kojima fellatio session.
We get it.
I actually kind of like Jeff Keighley.
I don't hate him.
He's adorably weird.
Him and his stupid.
You love to suck off. We know you love to suck off to Kojima. I'm pretty sure Kojima's getting sick of it at some point.
But yeah, a bunch of games coming out next year, something. Hey, we got new Marvel.
Oh, and we also got new Bleach Rebirth of Souls DLC character.
And
It's Ichigo. And only now, but this time they're using manga stuff finally.
Yeah. Oh.
Yay!
About damn time, because you know, a lot of anime games don't really go with the manga. The last time they did that was with Naruto.
You know, the thing is that, and I'm like, oh dear, Alex, you're gonna get spoiled big time when you get to the Horn of Salvation was in Jump Force, if I'm recalling correctly.
It was.
I think like Sparking Zero, at least. Speaking of that, Sparking Zero did have like the manga like exclusive text like for Vegeta.
Yeah, but of course they can't use manga characters because licensing.
Which is stupid.
It is stupid, but that's how the licensing works. You can only use the manga stuff, but not the anime. So no Moro, no Black Frieza, no, I guess whatever manga was.
Yeah, it's like
Broccoli.
Yeah, we don't have Ultra Ego.
Granola.
Oh, Vegeta. We don't have N-word privilege Frieza.
And we don't have Granola. Oh my
God.
Or
what?
Like Broly, where he controls his able to control his Super Saiyan form.
What happened?
I think Kevin glitched through the wall.
I clipped through the wall as the werehog while I was doing one of my finishers.
Oh damn it! Oh no!
But yeah. So if you're expecting any of those manga characters from DLC for Sparking Zero, keep wishing, or at least wait for someone to mod it.
Yeah.
Which, thanks for the mod community for Sparking Zero is really good. Yeah. Thanks for the mod community for Sparking Zero is really good. I mean, we got
yeah, it's kind of a shame that Sparking Zero is kind of slowly dying a more painful death than people thought Rebirth of Souls was gonna die.
Yeah.
Of course, unfortunately, because it's Dragon Ball, it's gonna be they're still gonna milk as much as they were, because even Xenoverse is still going on.
Somehow. Xenoverse 2 has outlast as Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Which is kind of crazy, because...
I mean, thankfully Arc System's got a new fighting game with Marvel.
Yeah, with Kohei Horikoshi working on the character design.
Nice.
4v4.
And there's an Invincible fighting game, which we talked about yesterday when we watched Invincible.
Yeah, developed by...
Killer Instinct devs.
Yep. And I'm like, yeah, Mortal Kombat is so dead. Is so super dead that we might as well have to reuse the word cadaverific to describe how dead it is.
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat did a fatality on itself.
And Street Fighter 6 announced its third season.
Which is, it's not a bad selection. I mean, we got Sagat, we got Ingrid,
we got
Viper.
Yeah, Sea Viper once again.
Alex,
which is honestly everybody would wish. I'm so glad Alex came back.
And heck yes, because
oh god damn it,
Ingrid and Sagat.
Well, Ingrid was Ingrid was the weird wild card here, because I don't think anyone could have predicted Ingrid to come back, especially considering her reputation.
I think is kind of uncalled for.
It is uncalled for.
I feel like Ingrid was
she was a bit of an interesting choice.
I feel like Ingrid was kind of a weird pick for Alpha 3.
And especially
we had to reuse
walking on a whale.
Fuck it, let's put Ingrid in there.
Yeah, and the fact that her origins
whale,
goes
considering everything else in this game.
Her origins go as far back as Capcom Fighting All-Star, and then
yep,
got repurposed to Capcom Fighting Jam.
The worst Capcom crossover ever made.
It was like, Jesus, even when Thorgy's video about it, it's like Toyohisa Tanabe, freaking the man who worked on KOF was involved, and he's like, when the project was going nowhere, he's like, fuck this, I'm out of here.
Yeah. And because of that, Ingrid's reputation, I mean, at that point, people hate Ingrid either because of Capcom by Evolution or because lore reasons, for some reason.
In fact, I thought her lore was
Which is
fine
dumb.
at first, and in Capcom Fighting Jam.
I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do with
Oh,
her
God
in
damn it.
Street Fighter 6. Maybe
I'm hoping they better do something good.
I mean, her new redesign looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm hoping they bring back her old classic design, because that's like,
I mean,
yeah,
they have to.
I dig it. Yeah.
They have to. Probably as like a free skin, like they do with every other character, you know, make the classic design of a free thing you have to do in World Tour mode.
And that's actually one thing Street Fighter 6 got right with Mai. They actually include both her classic costume and her outfit from City of the Wolves.
Which I do like the fact that the classic costume is the base roster, while the one you get in City of the Wolves is the, you know, World Tour one.
Yeah. In fact,
Smart choice.
Yeah, and it's a pretty interesting that Capcom opted for Mai's default costume. It's a mix of her outfit from Real Bout Special and KOF 15.
Which is a good call.
Okay, Sonic, tell me, hey, what makes this your least favorite Werehog stage?
Honestly, it was the ice physics.
Oh yeah, that is purely justifiable. I completely understand.
And also the tight platform you gotta do, because the Werehog's jump is not that great.
Yeah.
And also
Not even in the Wii version, and sure he jumps a bit higher in that version, but that's not saying much.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on all the death pits.
Being precise as fuck with your movement.
No, I think this is probably the worst the Werehog has probably gotten. Yes, what's in Eggman Land?
Yeah, worst Werehog stage is still, well, Eggman Land by and large.
Yeah.
Well, and it's also home to the worst hot dog missions.
Oh, goody!
Google AI is having a trial. I don't care. Try Google AI now for $0. No.
How about no?
No, fuck off.
Oh yeah, Resident Evil 9 is finally coming out.
Yep.
With Outbreak acknowledgement, fucking finally.
Yeah, about time.
Wait, what's getting acknowledged?
Outbreak.
The
The PlayStation 2 multiplayer game.
Oh, okay.
They're finally acknowledging its existence.
Which is, you know, the funny thing is, if it wasn't for the fact that the controls suck so much, that game would be fucking awesome.
Honestly, I do like it when companies sometimes let their lesser-known series get some shine.
Capcom, where is my Outbreak port with good controls?
Still no new Mega Man though.
The world needs to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no new Mega Man. Fuck you.
Or Beautiful
The
Joe,
closest-
or Devil May Cry, or Redder.
Remember when we used to live in a world where we were getting nothing but Mega Man games, but now we live in a world where we're lucky to even get another Mega Man game?
Or even Mega Man showing up in anything.
I mean, the closest to getting a sort
Anything-
of Mega Man-ish experience is Mega Man X.
I mean, technically anything is better than Bad Box Mega Man.
Oh, god dang it, Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
The only thing I'll give them this though, at least it was funny they brought him back for the community edition for Marvel 3. Come on.
Thank you, Smash 4 modding back in the day, for giving Mega Man a bad box art color scheme. Yeah, I was all over that back when Smash 4 was, the modding scene for Smash 4 was a thing. Like, I think one of the voice mods I downloaded was way before we got Ray Chase as our boy Roy. There was a voice mod for McRoy to have his voice be Johnny Young's boss. You know,
That would be weirdly more fitting.
Yeah.
Were they? What clips were they using?
I don't remember. It was like.
Was it Nero?
Maybe. It's been so long since I remember that mod back in the day. Honestly. I'm gonna look out just in case.
What else? Let's see. Deadpool got a VR game. Nobody
Yeah,
cares about that.
Deadpool's VR game looks lame.
Yeah,
And Neil
Deadpool
Patrick
VR.
Harris's voice is too discount Ryan
very-
Reynolds for my taste.
Well, it's. Here's the thing. It's just his voice.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean like the casting behind why.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's essentially Ryan Reynolds, Nolan North, and Neil Patrick Harris are essentially all doing the same voice for Deadpool.
I mean, I can tell the difference between Nolan North and Ryan Reynolds.
But the thing is, Neil Patrick Harris's Deadpool is too much like Neil Patrick Harris's Spider-Man for me.
Yeah.
Like, I like Neil Patrick Harris's Spider-Man, but that's it. I like him as Spider-Man. I like him to be Spider-Man, guys.
Yeah.
It's like if they made Tobey Maguire Wolverine all of a sudden. It's like, hey, guys, what the fuck are you doing?
That's a weird. Oh, that would be a weird timeline.
I mean,
you are now picturing Tobey Maguire saying, "I'm the best there is at what I do, and what I do best."
Hey, at least you probably get a Deadpool making a joke about Spider-Man or something.
Okay,
It's one of those. It's one of those games that's clearly written more by somebody who doesn't really understand Deadpool or comic books and is trying to appeal.
yeah, Deadpool essentially. Yeah, Deadpool sounds like he's a Redditor.
Yeah, trying to appeal to like the postmodern irony crowd more so than the people who like Deadpool.
Oh, Deadpool.
Once more, I will say, like, we like Deadpool. Write him like Deadpool.
I don't hate the modern Deadpool, but also at the same time, I used to miss when Deadpool also had some depth. Because, I mean, now he's just the 4-4 meme guy now.
Okay, speaking of, yeah.
Because, I mean, I think it probably started with, earlier Marvel 3 when Deadpool truly got into, I guess, the more public eye. You know, maybe earlier than that. Because, I mean, the first time I saw Deadpool was that Hulk vs. Wolverine movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember Deadpool and Hulk vs. Wolverine.
But I think, like, when he really blew up was probably around Marvel 3.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'd have to go back
Hey.
and look, because I can't remember what comic runs were going on at the time.
Because, I mean, he was in Ultimate Alliance 2, I know that much.
Okay, so now I'm just wandering.
Hey, Wolverine, it's me, Deadpool. I shot you.
He was...
Both of us can regenerate a fucking gunshot in 5 seconds.
He's the other kind of Deadpool I do for good fight. Like, he doesn't rely solely on the whole joke. Like, I think in that movie I'll tell the few times pieces of media where Deadpool doesn't break the fourth wall.
Ultimate Deadpool had a really cool concept of, like, working the fourth wall, breaking into the universe, and then it was just terrible.
Yeah.
Where he was, like, the host of a reality TV show. Kind of like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Anybody remember that show?
I like to not remember that show.
I only remember the South Park reference.
still can't believe that Ozzy Osbourne did the music for that.
Okay, I found it. So, So for the Roy voice mod, the voice clips mostly consisted of Johnny Young Bosch's Zero from Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Yang from Super Street Fighter 4.
How peculiar. And now to fight the Dark Moray.
What the fuck is this one again?
I was pushing the dash button game.
When you eat meats the pie, la more. When I eat nuts, la more.
Okay.
Ah, shit, where am I going? Oh, right, Deadpool.
Okay, so that's the thing to get
Deadpool.
in here.
I think it was like, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 made me appreciate Deadpool as a character.
Check me out. I'm the ghost of Christmas Kick Your Ass.
Yeah, back then when Deadpool breaking the fourth wall this much was kind of, I guess, done well.
It was novel.
I freaking love Street Fighter. Unwrap your spleen for me.
And he even had a pretty unique interaction with She-Hulk. She too could break the fourth wall.
But especially with Phoenix, right?
Objection! I always wanted to say that. Which one, Chip?
Let's just hope the new Marvel games will be good. In terms of art system, it's been good.
Yeah. No, I'm sure Capcom
Better not for...
is like...
Well, I mean, Capcom hasn't said anything now. It's mostly the fans.
I know.
And by the way,
It's like somebody...
and already we got the usual old crowd complaining about shading in a game, saying that Kamal Khan is too pale.
Kamala Khan's too light skinned.
I've already had this argument with people on the Miles Morales fan art. You do not know how lighting works.
And I'm sure those are the same people that complained about April O'Neil's skin tone from the old original comics.
Or Rise of TMNT.
Oh, would you look at that? And it's like, oh.
All I know is, please put the Juggernaut in the game. Don't let anyone else play it, just me. Here's the Juggernaut, bitch!
So wait, your first name and last name... Wait, your last name is Bitch?
Yeah. Look, I just want the Juggernaut.
What?
Okay? I know he's a good guy now, but honestly, he's actually pretty good.
When did Juggernaut turn face?
It was, I think, the recent thing. Honestly, he looks pretty fine.
Get 18 more sun medals before I can use this stage.
Yep. Have fun searching for those, Alex.
But yeah, just give me the Juggernaut. I don't care if he's a good guy or a bad guy. I just want to play as a Juggernaut. Bitch.
Because he's the motherfucking Juggernaut, bitch!
Okay, quick question. How the fuck do I manage to get to the Werehog stage of this area?
And, where?
Holoska.
You don't get there until after... Or Spagonia? Right, you don't get there until after you do the Holoska Gaia Temple.
So, I guess since the hedgehog is on the screen, we might as well talk about the Sonic Crossroads now. So, character reveal.
Persona, Hatsune Miku, and Yakuza meet Sonic.
And apparently the TMNT and SpongeBob are coming as well.
You know, if it wasn't for the Nickelodeon reputation, I'd probably say, is this Sega vs. Sonic and Sonic Racing again?
Alright.
Can you feel the sunshine?
Because, I mean, I'd be like, if this is like a secret stealth sequel to that game series, I'd be all for it. But then, you know, I remember,
Featuring Steve from Minecraft.
I mean, to be fair, Sega All-Star Race can also have some real crossovers like Wreck-It Ralph, the Team Fortress guy, and that one chick.
Danica Patrick. Anybody?
Yeah.
So, I guess this whole
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, so Alex, you need...
All right, Joe.
For Sun and Moon medals, you will need around 100 Moon medals to get to all the night stages, and 120 Sun medals to get to all the day stages.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
And I only have about 30 of each.
Well, that should get you to level. That should get you to Chunin's night stage.
I gotta go to Chunin now? Thought I had to go to Holoska.
No, you only go to Holoska. No, you go to Holoska after you clear Spagonia.
But I did clear Spagonia.
I'm talking about Spagonia Day as well as the boss.
Okay, hang on. The professor told me to go to Holoska.
Yeah, and after you clear the day stage, go back to the professor.
Oh.
Let's see, another Punch-Out game, but this time with puppets. Felt that
That's gonna be
Right hot off the heels of the Muppets attraction getting closed down.
let's see, mouse.
follow up to Bloodstain.
Atomic Heart got a sequel.
Bloodstained was a lame game.
But a follow-up to Bloodstain Ritual of the Night. I enjoyed it. In fact,
I guess Atomic Heart got a sequel out of nowhere.
Crispy fucking critters.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and I guess
Alright.
one Stop Pilgrim's getting another game.
Oh, I hope it's gonna be better than the Netflix show.
Oh, what a
I liked
disaster
it.
that was.
That was
thought it
one
was
of my
fine.
examples in my Brown M&M's
just-
video.
I just wish it didn't, got advertisement as an adaptation of Scott Pilgrim.
Bait and switch. Yeah. Looking at you, He-Man. I got dirtied.
Thanks, Kevin Smith.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
hey,
the
hey,
new voice.
speaking of which, Kevin Smith, still haven't apologized to Confish TV yet? I'll wait.
Hey, Super Meat Boy's back, I guess.
remember. I didn't pay any attention to that.
All right, let's
I
go.
didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it.
Let's
Oh,
go
I
to
can
the Capitol.
Shunan.
See now.
Meat Boy's back in 3D. Woo.
Ba-da-ba-da,
Free.
ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-da-da-da. Hi, Amy. Bye, Amy. Ba-da-da-ba-da-ba-da.
Let's see.
I'm waiting on the MXR Rockman pedal to ship. I saw that I think it was Rexilab.
Yeah?
Got his not Rexilab. Some guitar reviewers have got their hands on the MXR Rockman pedal already. It's like, guys, people have had this thing pre-ordered for months, and you're sending it out to reviewers before you're sending it out to the fucking customers who paid for it?
All right, and now Eggman has brought over the creatures.
Damn, I lost my sand slot. I guess I could always say I low-key forgot
Our
to
most
see
precious
it's releasing
treasure
today.
has gone missing. The village elder has gone missing, looking for our most precious treasure.
But, you know,
It's a good luck
forgot
charm.
the Switch 2 release today because, on that day, because, you know, I was too busy playing Elena and Deltarune 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Deltarune, the full version of Deltarune, well, not full version, but, you know, Deltarune has
Chapter
been
4.
released. Yeah, 3 and 4 has been released. You can pay $25 for the game, or you can pay $30 for it and the soundtrack. And I wound up paying the 30. Yeah, I wound up paying the 30-some for it and the soundtrack, and I have to say, I've only played about 2 hours of the game so far, of Chapter 3 so far, or I've gotten to the second round.
Yeah.
Second round of Chapter 3 already, and I'm having a great time.
Yep.
And I've said this, I'm actually recording like an offline Let's Play of it, just sort of a first impressions. I haven't decided if I'm going to release it yet. There's a section in the second video where, you know the part where Susie's playing the drums?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or I just started singing.
But I think I just got to that, yeah.
Yeah, you got to the Guitar Hero part, right?
I got to the Guitar Hero part, yes.
Okay, yeah, there's a part in there where Susie's playing the drums and she's playing them like Lars Ulrich playing a Dragon Force song, and I just started singing Into the Fire and the Flames, and towards the end of that, like, I got kind of screechy, and I was like, this is gonna destroy my credibility as a singer. I should definitely release this.
Alex, let me tell you something. And some people all have questioned my credibility as a singer, including you. So I don't think anybody's going to care.
It's a joke. I'm definitely going to put the video out eventually.
I would hope so.
Sonic.
I will say this though, this game made me appreciate, man, I miss Kobe.
Kobanamani?
No, the fox.
Ah, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. It makes you, oh yeah, that's why I like Deltarune. And surprisingly, the fan base is keeping quiet about this. I have not seen a single spoiler.
No, although I have seen that apparently somebody was complaining about something that happens in the weird route. Now, I will say, guys, how the fuck did you not get filtered by the genocide route in Undertale? Because we're talking about literally deleting the fucking, killing all the people in it and deleting the fucking game. How are you such fucking pussy-ass bastards that you think that literal genocide is somehow, like, less bad than whatever the fuck goes on in Snowgrave?
Yeah, look, I mean, I guess I'm gonna talk about Undertale Yellow in a bit.
Like, we're not gonna...
I kind of feel like the genocide around that game was kind of bad because it kind of...
Shut up, Tails!
It's not supposed to be fun, let's be real. The genocide was there to be. Look.
Why?
I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play, like, I
you know, guys,
outright refused to play the genocide route, just because I was like, I like these characters. I don't want to kill them. You know.
And I get
like,
what, man. It's kind of pretentious just to, you know, sell a message, but at the same time, though.
Good day, Sonic.
Well, it's like people who really try and.
I mean, I know, I get
people who really try and say,
fun.
like, people who try and say stuff like, shut the fuck up, Chip. So people who really try and say, like, oh, the game, like, railroads you and shit like that, and it's like, no, like they literally do tell you, who is like, Like, there is a tutorial in the game, and you're, like, the stuff that you're not supposed to do, is kinda shown, and then, and like, you know, the first time through, when the monsters start attacking you, you know, you don't necessarily know, like, what's going on, and it's like, it can kind of be forgiven, and even Sans is like, hi, well, you didn't really understand what was going on, you know?
Which is kind of why I miss old when Undertale first came out, because at least that way most people can get the neutral run on their first try, because, you know, everybody knows the trick now, so it's like...
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like within the first 4 or so years of that game being out, that was really like the prime time to be getting into it, and now I'm just trying to lightspeed dash game.
You can't do that. Alex, you can't do that until you get until you get to Shamar.
Or?
No.
But yeah, I mean, I remember watching early playthroughs.
You have to wait. You have to wait a while.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Yeah, like Devin, he just got the lightspeed dash right now.
It's like I didn't realize that you even could spare her, you know?
Yeah. Because honestly, I guess Undertale is one of those games that is just best enjoyed blind if possible.
Oh my god. There's the fucking boots. Okay.
So now you have...
Finish Kevin.
Like, I had no... I tried talking to her, you know? Oh, and I tried doing everything that I could think of. I thought, you know, it was going to be one of those situations where it's like, because the game does kind of signpost that it's like, like if you, and she says, it's like, you know, prove to me that you're strong enough. It's like, I completely fucking fell for that. That was really good. That was a good little twist of fate there.
Yeah, and it's impossible, you know, once you go down the whole beat out route, it's kind of impossible, you know, spare, because the game will always, once you get her low enough health, it will always create an instant to kill her.
Yep.
And of course, the game does work, and most people are most likely going to reset and try a different route, and the game, and that's what shows the message. The game remembers everything you do.
And no matter how hard...
The game does not forget.
No matter how heartless Vegeta was during his playthrough of Undertale, oh, he was sad when he was forced to kill Toriel.
I love it. Yeah. Honestly, that playthrough is the best example of first-time players of Undertale.
Yep.
As for the whole back from genocide, I mean, I know people will say, oh, it's gonna ruin the completionist, that sort of thing, and like, well, I mean, yeah, sure, I can get that angle, but at the same time, though, not everything should be complete, just because it can be. I mean, here's a recent example. I recently finished Battle Network 1, completed 100%, killed base, got all 176 chips. It was a terrible experience. He would never do it again.
I mean, in my case, like, I think it took me 2 playthroughs to 100% South Park The Stick of Truth. I did the fighter at first, but then once I went with the assassin, that was the most fun I've had with South Park. Just racking up damage and debuffs. And yeah, I know. Some people were like saying like, oh yeah, what if I love completion games, or maybe I'm an achievement hunter and that sort of thing, because, you know, people play...
Well,
I mean,
you know,
again,
best of fucking luck to you with all those busy work achievements Toby created.
Yeah, and also if you're playing the Battle Network collection, have fun random encounters, because, you know, if you want those boss battle chips, there are random encounters with a 3% chance of encounter. You gotta get an S rank, and even then, it's not guaranteed you'll get the chip you want, because there's a 50% chance you'll just get money, and now
Burning Jesus be damned.
See, this is why I never went for 100%. Never really go for 100% in anything.
Well then, well
It
Alex,
depends on the game.
that tells me you don't feel a lot of satisfaction from getting everything.
No, not really.
It's really the journey.
Yeah. And in my case, like, when I picked up the Mega Man X Anniversary Collection on Switch, I had a lot of fun, even, times that were frustrating, looking at UX7.
Six.
But I enjoyed my time, revisiting the games that I never thought I would have the chance to finally do again. But
Yeah.
X8 was the most fun I've had.
Yeah. Yeah. Also with going back to the Battle Network games, just completing it from start to finish. Well, the first game did have first game jank. It was still fun, right?
Yeah.
Even if the reward for 100% wasn't worth it, I mean, seriously, one random fight with base, and that's about it. It's not even like a forced encounter; it's a random encounter too. It's like if Kingdom Hearts decided to have once you get everything, Sephiroth it just becomes a random encounter, and you can encounter him randomly. You're like, haha, surprise, Sephiroth's here.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Surprise, motherfucker.
And that was my pet peeve with
How the hell do I get up
Man,
to the Lightspeed boots?
I think it was like the classic Mega Man Legacy Collection, Volume 2 specifically. Like, the version of Mega Man 8 they used was the original PlayStation version as opposed to the Saturn version, which Saturn
is odd.
Yeah, because the Saturn version at least has extra content, like Battle with Cutman and Woodman.
Once again, Capcom releasing a lesser version of a game instead of the full version. Hi, Alpha 3.
And also,
Hi,
the
Resident
fact that
Evil for the PC.
Tengu Man had a completely different theme from the PlayStation 1 version, which rare Saturn W.
The Saturn version, I will say, people are gonna play Mega Man 8, but try the Saturn version.
Alright, let's go to the daytime stage.
Jesus. So many versions of Alpha 3, like Saturn probably... Yeah, the Dreamcast, PS1, the Dreamcast, and then the Saturn came after the Dreamcast. At the time,
I got another Sun
the
Medal.
most feature-rich version of the game. And the fact, Guile and Emu Ryu were unlocked right from the get-go in the Saturn version, I believe.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Welcome to Arid Sands.
Which is the full version and the most complete version, which Capcom to this day will not release.
Yeah. God damn it, Capcom Fighting Collection 2.
And also, yeah, because like they released Cat Fight Alpha.
Sorry, I think I'm overthinking things again.
Yeah. Strange enough, Alpha 3 Upper was utilizing Sega Dreamcast hardware for the release.
Oh, you missed it.
Damn it.
God dang it.
Like, seriously, it is the weirdest thing with Capcom. It's like they don't want to re-release that version, and they make it so long.
Yeah, and it's like, and surprise, surprise, there was like two different versions of Capcom versus SNK. The original one, that did get a release on the Dreamcast, but then SVC1 Pro was like Japan only, which added Dan and Joe. Wait.
Don't underestimate. Don't underestimate me.
Evil Ryu and Evil Orochi.
Yeah.
Although then again.
Most people gonna play 2 because, I was good at 2.
Yeah, because it's even more weird. CVS1 felt like a KOF game, so like to do like the mediums you have to like hit a specific direction and heavy punch, which that felt awkward in my opinion. Even
Sorry.
Joe just felt incomplete. He only had like 3 moves and a special super. He didn't have like Batsu Red Skin. Yeah, one of his damaging moves.
That's weird. It's like Ryu without the donkey. It's like Ryu without the Tatsumaki.
And I believe, yeah, Kyo was a bit of an oddball because in CVS1 he played more like how he did in KOF 94 and 95. And comes CBS 2, he played more like how he did in 96 and onwards.
Yeah. Which is for the better. I mean, it's the one everybody prefers.
Origa, arutaze, origa, narataze.
Predictable.
Amae!
Are you okay?
Osa! Oh!
Man.
Game.
I mean, if we're not gonna get Marvel 2, Marvel 4 ever, at least we can get Capcom with SNK 3, maybe.
Yeah.
Please.
That was awkward.
That wasn't the
Oh, yes. Yes, it was.
Like, please.
So apparently Warner Brothers and Discovery are splitting into two different companies again.
Oh.
Why? What was even the point of the act?
It's not just going to be that they're splitting back along the lines of what they used to be. No. So they're going to become a company that's media and a company that's news.
That's
so
stupid.
So they're going to have, like, well, there's going to be, like, fake stuff and real stuff, essentially.
Fake news.
Riveting.
Boy.
And so CNN and Discovery Channel and all that, that's going to be its own thing. And all the entertainment stuff like HBO, DC, Warner Brothers, etc. That's going to be its own thing. Also, apparently Superman started off as this episodic story.
Are we talking about the new movie?
Yeah, the new movie. Yeah, James Gunn's Superman, I should have said. James Gunn's Superman started off as an episodic story where it was divided into days. And test audiences hated that concept, so they've re-edited the film.
So that's why the trailer feels like there's like so many different stories wrapped into one.
Yeah. Well, that was the big failing of Superman the movie, was that it was a series of barely connected vignettes that didn't inform the overall conflict between Lex Luthor and Superman.
And, of course, the classic movie mistake, trying to cram so many adaptations into one film. Spider-Man tried to do that with 3.
And the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
And, Flash.
Flash did that. Yeah, Flash definitely did that.
Both the TV show and also the movie.
Yeah.
I forget which plot they tried to mix together, but I know it was something.
So they essentially took Flashpoint Paradox and mixed it with... So the Flash movie is Flashpoint Paradox.
I know that.
Meets, World Without a Superman meets, God, there's a storyline, the Savitar storyline, essentially.
Oh, from the CW show?
Well, the Savitar storyline of the CW show was taken from the comic.
I mean, Savitar was a completely different character in the CW show.
Well, yeah.
I did read it up when the content of season 3 came, and I was like, Savitar's a lot different.
Yeah.
And then you find out to the end, we're like, oh yeah, this is evil Barry Allen.
The villain was secretly an evil Flash all along. Who could have fucking guessed? That's only been the plot of the last 3 seasons.
I'm Barry Allen. I'm Barry
And then
Allen,
the plot of the next season of The Flash was that there was another evil Flash again. Who could have fucking seen that coming?
Literally anybody with a frontal lobe.
I mean, they tried to do that with the Thinker for at least for the first half, but then they went back to speedsters again. I think with the reverse, I forget who it was. Was it Reverse Flash again?
Oh man, Reverse Flash just kept coming back because he was the only thing good about that show.
Yeah.
Grant Gustin and the rest of the cast of that show got hung out to fucking dry.
Yeah, because I'm trying to recall season 4. It was when one of Barry's kids came back from the past to the present. I mean, came back from the future and the present. And then I think, like, after a while, they dealt with the Thinker, which, ironically, the Thinker was pretty alright. With the whole
since Alex is in Shunan, I suppose now is a good time for me on my end to start doing some questioning.
Question.
It's time.
But yeah.
So now it's So now we gotta do some missions involving this charming fellow, the hot dog man.
Oh, hi, Don Fabio.
Oh, yeah.
Here we
Well, CWs, you had an alright first season, a pretty good season 2, then you got weird with 3, and then it's all downhill from there.
At least we had Superman and Lois for 4 seasons, which is the only good thing Warner Brothers has put out with regards to Superman since they got rid of Cavill.
Yeah. And that's
Yep.
I like how Tyler told the story. Tyler Heckler, the guy who played Superman in that show, told the story of how he got cast, and they essentially said, "Hey, you want to be Superman for 2 episodes of the Supergirl show?" He was like, "Sure." "Do you want to come back for the crossover?" "Sure." "Do you want to die?" "Yeah, maybe, you know." Well, it's like, "You're not gonna die." "Oh, that's cool." "Well, do you want to have your own TV show?" "Sure." "Why not?" And then it turned into... It was supposed to be like 5 seasons. It was supposed to be like 5 seasons. They only got 4. James Gunn had them tear down the fucking Smallville set. Even though he could have fucking used that for his fucking movie and it would have looked better. The Smallville set in the show looks really good. The Smallville set in the movie looks like shit.
No, I did remember.
I'm not even gonna mince words.
I think I do remember one thing. The season 5 did reference the Smallville show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we all know the thing, you know. Somebody
save me. I don't care how you do it, just save me. Come on. I love that song.
We all do.
So many good memories associated with that song. And we're not getting the revival because James Gunn has the same attitude towards Superman as WWE did towards other people's wrestling companies. There's no other Superman but mine.
There can only be one.
Funny, Zack Snyder didn't have that problem.
No, Zack Snyder directed a fucking tribute to the entire history of Superman, if you'll recall.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think, like, the only good part of the CW universe was the Superman Lois. Supergirl sucked. Black Lightning. Okay, well, it wasn't CW at first, but then they had the crossover, now it's a part of the universe.
I remember somebody said, "Oh, they tried to imply that the reason Black Lightning wasn't getting digital codes in the Blu-rays was because of racism." And
bullshit.
No, it was because of contract issues, and also the show wasn't very good.
It had an alright first season, but then it got weird.
No, it immediately went downhill after the first season. Like every fucking CW show except for... Arrow arguably had a decent season 2, but that time skip, man, that was rough. They skipped so much good stuff with that time skip.
actually.
Oh, 1 minute.
Oh. Game just stopped.
Is Game freaking out?
Speaking of Game Freak, apparently Game Freak has a new game coming out.
Oh, yeah.
And the game's stuck.
And it actually looks fairly decent. It doesn't look like a Pokemon game.
Oh.
Hello, game.
What are you doing to me, game?
Yeah.
Well.
Well, fudge nuggets.
It's
The
not
game crashed.
It's not responding.
Yay.
And the
Great.
fact that Game Freak is actually working on something non-Pokemon.
It's been forever since they did that. I think the last one they did was that that Sonic the Hedgehog knockoff with the elephant.
I'm gonna try to.
That thing.
Sorry. I'm just gonna try to get the game back up. So, yep.
Well, then again, looking at their portfolio games, yeah, they have dabbled into some non-Pokemon stuff prior. Drill Dozer on the Game Boy, I believe, back in 2005.
Let's try this again.
Sega.
Okay.
Tembo the Badass Elephant.
Yeah, that's a weird fucking game.
I have never played that, and I'm like, what the heck is this?
It's a kind of a glitchy game. I remember a lot of people thought that it was an indie game until they saw the Game Freak logo on it. People were willing to give it a lot more leeway at first, but then they realized that, wait a second, no, this is a Sega Game Freak joint, you know? It's like this.
Let's try this again.
Mainstream as fuck.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, their newest game that they have for next year is Geese of Reincarnation, published by Fiction. PS5, Windows, Xbox Series X and S. Sounds about right.
Oh yeah, speaking of Xbox, apparently the new Xbox games for the new Xbox Studios games that are being released on PS5. Funny that I have to specify that. A bunch of those are just gonna be codes in a fucking box.
Oh, great.
Yeah, congratulations.
Switch 2 is.
Yeah, well, no, Switch 2 has actual games. These are all just box codes. Like, this entire wave are just shelf warmers, essentially.
Now I just feel like I'm gonna bang my head.
And apparently they have, like, a year's shelf life, too. Which is... Yeah.
Okay, a few steps forward and a couple steps back. What the fuck?
God damn it, I got beaten by tiny things.
Feeling good.
This level needs more checkpoints.
You're gonna be saying that about Eggman Land, Alex, when you get there. Booyakasha.
Like cowabunga, dudes.
like super, like how a motherfucking bungin biatches. By the way, that hot dog vendor totally has a Hitler stash.
I've already killed that dang wizard, Chip. Please stop talking.
Chip doesn't know how to stop talking, Alex. He's the talkingest
I'm going to program a method of stop talking into that fuzzy little brain of yours.
Looks like Chip has studied the art of not shutting up.
Amachao is less annoying.
How do you figure?
Amachao doesn't spawn things in the middle of the fucking game.
What is the best combo in all of God of War?
Yes! No! 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 No!
Oh, Jesus.
Alex, you almost sounded like Jason Griffith dying in this game.
God fucking damn it!
I'd have to be like, hey, Jason Griffith, could you say God fucking damn it? And he'd be like, oh, that's a lot of swearing.
Oh,
yeah.
That's gonna cost you extra. It's a good thing I'm making a net gain in lives. I don't want to do a complex combo, I just want to grab it and throw it at something. There we go.
Yeah, there was once a really interesting bit of fan art where it essentially depicts Shadow and Chip many years into the future, and it looks like they're out of every one of Sonic's companions, they're the only ones
I've seen
left.
that one.
That's depressing.
That's kind of sad. Shadow's cool. Chip is lame.
Yeah, but when you know about Chip's lore, it makes sense.
I know about Chip's lore, I just think he's lame. Bye. God fucking damn it. Swear to God, I hit the button!
Let me guess.
Says, yo, is this like an achievement race?
No.
Oh, no, it's not.
No, this is just a race of who could beat the game faster.
And right now, even though I was doing alright, the game hates me.
The game is secretly out for blood.
We paid for blood!
The game wants to drink my milkshake.
Does it believe your milkshake can bring all the boys to the yard?
That brings all the hedgehogs to the yard.
And they're like...
I'm not sure what benefit that is.
And they're like, it's better than yours?
Yeah. I've never really understood that song, because that's either a really inept sex metaphor or just a really petty conversation.
Meanwhile, someone in the crowd be like,
Do it again, Griffin. Oh, come on, I just did it like 5 times. And then he just...
Buzz Bomber. Get over here.
Are you sure you're feeling good, Sonic?
I think we might even be doing alright.
oh my god. So, apparently, yeah, Yakuza 0 Director's Cut is out, and surprise, surprise, for Cosmic Kiryu, they had gotten a separate actor to do the singing voice for Kiryu.
Yay! Yay! Seriously, whoever did the auto-tune on Yangya's voice needs to be fired. Because that is the worst auto-tune, that is the worst audio engineering I've heard in any song. Aside from the ones in Joker 2. Actually, no, I think it might be worse than the ones in Joker 2. Because even though Joaquin Phoenix's voice is horribly auto-tuned in that movie,
Yeah.
he at least tried. Which is more than I can say for Young, yeah. I like how in that karaoke segment, he said, "We're breaking the rules." Yeah, we're breaking the rules of good music.
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
Breaking the law, 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 breaking the law.
Sing out all tenderness.
And then you hear just randomly in the background, Damedade.
performs that is quite a treat.
Okay. I'm gonna
Surprisingly
sound like an idiot. I have to hit A to grapple things, right? When I'm jumping.
It's circle. It's the B button.
B button. Okay. Sonic.
Surprisingly enough,
As in, it's the button you press to grab enemies.
No! 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 Fuck!
oh Jesus.
I jumped at the right time. I hit the B button. It didn't fucking work.
Well, that is the button you're supposed to press. I don't know what else to tell you.
Fucking hates me.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, Yakuza 0 was voiced acted by both Greg Chun and Karen Garrett. Saw the poster on social media. It's like, yeah, we're both involved.
Somebody ended up taking in that bit in JoJo Part 4 where Keicho Nijimura, in the Japanese version, says Dame da ne to Josuke. Hey, and then they're like, wait a second.
Just a darn minute, Doc.
And then they replay the audio a few times, and then eventually they get him to do the Yakuza meme.
Here we. So this is unfortunate.
What, did you get it?
Assassin's Creed 2 is still available on PC.
And it
and
sucks.
Steam. And Ubisoft has bricked the fucking game.
Oh,
Yep.
God.
Yeah, that's why I'm forced to play the remaster.
Oh, is that one riddled with issues too?
The online DRM is
Okay.
fucked.
Okay, Alt Zero, let me put it to you this way. The remaster sucked at first, but then it got better.
And it's better than not being able to play the fucking game. You know who doesn't have this problem? Pirates. You know who doesn't have
Yarg.
this problem? GOG.com.
Yarg.
Everybody here is saying it's like, yeah, Steam should automatically issue refunds for this fucking game. And yeah, Steam has issued refunds for games like this before, where they've just been bricked by post-launch DRM failures. God damn it! Can you not put a checkpoint closer to the fucking platforming challenge?
Alex. It's okay. It's okay. We're here for you.
You know what's not here for me? The fucking intros.
What intros?
The battle intros.
What the? Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
No, I'm talking about the animations where it makes me stand around while the enemies spawn in.
Am I feeling good, Sonic? I don't know. Oh, why don't you tell me?
Perhaps
And I grabbed the wizard on the first try, and I used him to beat up his own minions.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
I only have one more set of eight hot dog trials for the daytime hot dogs. Then I gotta do the nighttime hot dogs.
Somebody commented something in what I presume to be Arabic. I don't understand that. And
English,
I'm currently
motherfucker,
playing
do you speak it?
So I can't,
Do you understand?
You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I was trying to go for the
Iwata memes.
Something like that. Golden Temperance, where he goes, "Do you understand?"
That's Yellow Temperance.
Yeah, yellow. Thank you.
I'm Yellow Temperance of the Temperance card. Gaze upon me with envy.
Oh, God.
I think aside from Phantom Blood's dub, that might have been the first time I heard Ray Chase.
For me, it was with Mod.
Who did he voice him? Oh, right, Sharka.
Yeah, because that along with was pretty much my first exposure
Oh my
to him
God.
and Erica Mehcast.
No.
My first exposure.
Okay, you motherfuckers are all goddamn dead. I have fought too goddamn hard to get here, and now I'm gonna kill all of you. There's no mercy.
Sonic, Alex is crashing out as
without mercy.
Alex is crashing out as the werehog.
No mercy from the edge of the blade. What do I do here? What the hell do I do here? No! I hit the button. I thought You're sending me back to do all this shit again.
All the way back to
Checkpoints.
the beginning.
Platforming section. Fucking combat. Platforming section. Fucking combat. Combat section's easy. I can get through the combat. It's the platforming that causes me problems. Which is funny, because the Sonic sections don't cause me any problems. It's the fuck-ass God of War bullshit. Hey. Look at that. I spawned inside an enemy. And the game is still making me do this busy work bullshit.
What can I say, Alex? The game loves you.
I wish it would love me a little less. I could do with some hate. If this is what it... if this is what it considers love, I'll take hate any day.
Oh, yes.
That actually could work as a song lyric.
By the way, Alex, I did show Zero a preview of what we'll be doing on Friday.
Cool.
Let me tell you, Alex, it's going to be very confusing for you. Which is the intention. I believe one of those that I showed you was the Marvel vs. Capcom one. Because I do remember your
brother with your body.
Because I do remember your reaction to a certain X-23 not being featured. With Charles Xavier giving you a nasty death stare.
Thank you.
Hello, you this
You know, Alex, what if Sonic Unleashed is just that that one bunny rabbit from Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy?
Ubisoft. Okay, so I'm reading a Reddit post here. somebody got a response from Ubisoft. They will not fix it. We've now stopped post-launch support on this game as the development team has moved on to other projects. We have no further updates planned for this title, so this issue will most likely remain in the game. We hope you will still be able to enjoy your time playing and apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. You can't play the fucking game, jackass! Fucking bullshit!
God.
Yeah.
God damn it, Ubisoft.
Q says he likes the jazzy battle music in the game, but he wishes there was more variation. I wish there was more variation. I wish there wasn't as many fucking platforming sections with this slow-ass bitch. Go!
What would you rather have?
Daylight sections where I can play as Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. I'll take playing as Knuckles. I want to play as Knuckles, guys. Can I play as Knuckles?
Knuckles is too busy.
He's too busy dealing.
Yeah, Knuckles is too busy not being in his own game.
Too busy guarding the chaos.
Knuckles needs another game.
No, Alex, I know what Knuckles is doing.
Knuckles is bowling with Wade.
Yep.
Yeah.
Frankly, I want to see Knuckles bowling featuring Wade Whipple from the Sonic the Hedgehog series. Knuckles Funky Bowling. Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Why Dante?
Because he's fallen on hard times and needs to get his feet back underneath him after that stupid TV show.
Not good, Adi Shankar.
I've become convinced that Adi Shankar is just a crazy person.
Yeah.
Alex, you don't really...
says insane stuff.
Alex, you don't need a TV show to tell you that.
No, well, I wasn't talking about the TV show. I was talking about his Twitter feed.
Oh yeah, that too.
Where he says the kind of things that would get a normal man committed.
Yeah.
Vastly contradictory statements for no apparent reason. I've always thought that Werehog was a miss. Knuckles was right there as the series brawler who would have been perfect for these sections. Q says that the Knuckles TV show is depressingly bad. I like it. I wish we'd have gotten more for, like... Because I wanted Knuckles to be the bowling partner. I wanted them to make an Air Bud reference, and they'd say, "Well, there's no rule against a giant anthropomorphic echidna playing bowling with as Wade's partner." So.
Alright, so I've cleared all the daytime hot dog sections. Time to feed all this to Sonic. Consume your fill, Hedgehog! Consume it!
He will never be full. Come on! I'm pushing the button as hard as I fucking can.
Holy shit. We here at the Medley Crew do not condone child abuse.
We do, however, we at the Medley Crew do not condone this kind of level design.
We do, however, consider it really dumb.
Can I petition for them to add a save state in the next update of this game?
That depends.
I wanted to love it so much. Didn't quite like the rotating camera scene with the mom in the kitchen. Probably my favorite fight in that series. That was a good one. They did a better job with that fight scene than some TV shows I could mention.
Like, or such as?
The Last of Us.
Alex, that's too easy.
No, because The Last of Us Season 1 actually had really good fight choreography and blocking and everything, and all the shots lined up with each other, and now the second season, it is like, and here's the thing, I wrote out a plot synopsis for the second season as I was watching it, and so, like, all of that is just stuff that I wrote out, like, a month or two ago when the show actually came out, not as the episodes were airing. I've got whole new sections about the crimes against the art of filmmaking that show commits. I caught that TFS reference. Awesome. Never seen or played The Last of Us. If you want a piece of, like, lame Resident Evil fan fiction made in the Uncharted engine, play The Last of Us.
Alright, it's time to clear a couple of laps on Windmill Island.
Of The Last of Us elsewhere on this channel.
You can find my playthrough of it on my channel.
Yes. I would recommend I would recommend watching the first season. First season's pretty good. It has some issues, but most of its issues can be forgiven. The first game so far has been a fucking mess.
I'm sure.
Go onto the shorts for this channel, which is the only shorts we have posted to this channel. You can see a video, and if you can get past the fact that my CPU was having a fight with my audio card at the time, you will be treated to my PlayStation 5 being crashed by a zombie biting Joel's neck out. Still a more dignified death than he got in the sequel. I'm just gonna beat him up the old-fashioned way. Weird Sonic is grunting in frustration at how long these levels take. Alex is grunting in frustration about how long these levels take.
Yeah?
Yeah, Sonic once said in Sonic 06, how long is this gonna go on?
As Clement has used in his review of 06.
Oh yes. Oh
Okay.
man, that was a good amount of 6 hours of him yelling.
Yep. And potentially getting drunk.
Standing here, I realize you were just
Never forget
like
the one
me.
time every time he does in Super Meat Boy, he would take a drink.
Yep.
The right from wrong, when the guard is down, I think we'll both agree that violence breeds violence. way. Thank fucking God!
What happened?
It's a checkpoint. It's a checkpoint.
Oh, goody.
Hands together for a checkpoint.
Yay.
You made me play that fucking level 5 fucking times. Now I get to never do it again.
I don't care. At the very least, this will save my progress, so I can actually play the goddamn stage.
Oh, God damn it.
Yes, I'm that crazy. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. All of a sudden, I am sucking royally at this stage.
I am become Death Destroyer of stages.
Okay, Alex, would you like to go to Six Flags so I could get you an ice cream cone? I'll take that silence as a yes.
Sure.
Finally. We accomplished nothing in that stage, except getting 1 Unsun Medal and 2 Moon Medals. And the death of that robot. He had it coming.
Oh my fucking God. Okay. Haven't gotten around to playing Project 06 yet, but it looks like it fixes the bulk of the issues with Base 06. It does. Labor of love kind of thing. You should, at this point, I think there's gonna be another version, like one that's kind of like this game, so you might want to hold off until that happens. But if there's not, Project 06 is a good way to experience the actual
game.
Yeah, the actual game.
Hang on a second.
All right. All right, let's exercise. Let's exercise the demons. Woof. Have exorcised the demons. All right, let's go talk to Mr. Hot Dog Man. Finish in 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Ba-da-da-da, ba-dum.
What the heck?
No.
No.
We-
Okay,
We could
so
put-
I was. Here's the thing. I had my mic turned down real low, and then I was just whistling, and I noticed that the volume levels were going up and down, and so I kept the volume real low, and I just started screaming. And apparently, even at minimum volume, you can hear me. Gizmo says stay whelmed. Haha. Q says, yeah, I played 06 when it first released. Flawed, but still enjoyable for what it was, except the speed-up sections. Those suck balls. Yeah, you're quiet. Yeah, that would have been because I had minimum volume on. Yeah, some of the speed sections weren't that bad. Most of them were really, kind of funky, though.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da.
Normal sound now. Yeah, I turned up the mic. Come on, I'm trying to unleash. No, that wasn't what I was trying to do. Wasn't what I was trying to do, game.
Come here, all of you. Who joined?
Sonic's back.
Okay. All right. In case you're wondering, I'm on my own filler arc.
God damn it. And Sonic's out again.
Of course.
Must be having internet troubles.
Mash the button.
Even unlocked knockout brawler.
Yeah, that's when you have taken out a whole bunch of enemies.
Back. Welcome back. And talk to you soon. Okay, there we go. Just messing
Sonic's
up.
handling in the speed-up sections was somehow both slippery and stiff. Yes, it was. Not being able to turn mid-air forced a lot of commitment at every jump. Yeah. It was... was retro hard. Kind of misplaced retro hard, I'd say.
Retro hard.
Sonic 06.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and also saving.
Ooh, yeah. The saving system, in my opinion, is so fucked up in 06.
You never did auto. Yep.
No autosave. Manual save.
I could have sworn the manual save worked in 06, but it's like, nope.
The manual lies.
You only save until like after every stage, but that's about it. And considering these are 06 stages, which can last up to 10 minutes. Especially if you're playing a silver.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing Project 06.
Yeah, but we don't count. I know, which is the better version, but we don't count that. We're talking raw 06.
Talking about Raw Dog and that hedgehog, just like Princess Elise.
Please, no.
All you need.
I don't need that mental image in my head, Alex.
Sonic 06 is like playing Devil May Cry 2. You don't play it because you want to, and you only play either A because it's the only thing you haven't played, or you're just that curious.
Oh, yeah.
Because after all, I am the kind of person
Trying to kill this fucking whiz robe.
Because while I will admit, yeah, you could get about something, at the same time, you gotta at least try something to get the proper opinion on it.
I don't want a critical attack. I want to use you as a weapon against your kin.
There's a difference between blind hate.
Oh, hi, Tails. What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be in this stage.
Yeah.
Sometimes that opinion might be similar to yours, and it's the only opinion you might need. It's still better to get your own opinion on it, damn it.
Sonic 06 has one thing going for it, and that's Pete Capella as Silver. That's Billy Loomis saying that.
I wouldn't really. His performance was.
It's no use. Take this.
Yeah, that.
You only play 06 for the music.
I can't really say much for Daisuke Ono as Silver, but...
Daisuke Ono's way better.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Funnily enough, that was during the time when his career was slowly but surely taking off. Especially him playing Nameless in KOF 2002 Unlimited Match.
No healing. I'm not allowed to heal.
You can heal this guy? Oh,
Fuck
right.
her up, Princess Elise, yeah.
Alright,
I see what they were going for, but why couldn't they have had it be Amy?
it was a reboot. A bad reboot.
But Amy's in the game.
They have to keep Sonic and Amy relationship non-old friends. No relationship.
Oh my fucking god.
What?
There will be nothing that will get between me and this fucking star. Even if he supports the leftist mafia, he's still a good voice actor. Hey, fuck it, I know, Sonic, we're not starting this goddamn stage over. I got a D rank, I do not give a fuck.
Can I start over?
Talk about the Crunchyroll Awards.
No.
Crunchyroll had an awards show?
Oh, I heard that was a shit show.
Yep.
Yep, Crunchyroll had an awards show.
It
Take a while to guess who was number one.
Solo Leveling, that show that people keep trying to get me to watch.
Yeah, I was watching.
It's literally just you can get your appearance solo.
D for fucking done. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, I've watched the Anime Boomers. I was listening to the Anime Boomers podcast, like Solo Leveling, like anime adaptation, it's like not the greatest, but it's like because they even described it as
built on hype.
Yeah, because
Dark
like
Gaia Phoenix.
Yeah, in fact, I think they pointed out.
Hope you enjoy the boss fight, Alex. And guess what? There are Sun and Moon medals scattered throughout the boss stages.
Even I heard the manhwa for Solo Leveling. There was like a lot of stuff that was just straight up got cut out and was just not present in the anime.
I mean, let's be honest here. Just like the manhwa and the original story, is there anything really worth? Because let's be honest, you watch Solo Leveling, it's basically junk. You watch it for you don't want to care much about the story. It has some interesting world premise. That's not why you're a power fan and you watch what's his name do cool stuff.
Sung Jin Woo.
I don't give a shit about his.
So much.
Let's be honest. Michael made everything. I can do everything.
And meanwhile, Bleach, which I felt was more worth it, it got nothing.
Yeah, I still say Freerun was robbed.
Yeah.
Oh, Freerun is I call Crunchyroll funny roll. I call it Funchy Stuff Gaplex.
Crunchymation in my case.
And I already know exactly how that damn show got started, because let's be honest, most people only like the show because it's hype. Which, sure, I get it. It skips the fluff and goes right to the thing, but at the same time, it's literally, what's the word? All substance and no...
No, all style, no substance.
Yeah, it's like eating a hamburger, but like, it only has...
Hamburger has more nutritional value.
It's like the kind of hamburger where it has all the good stuff, but none of the nutrients or anything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it's just bacon. But it does sound great, but at the same time, you're just gonna get real sick of it real quick once it moves and fluff and gets something to it. Now I can explain every story off right now. Sung Win-ju gets the level 4 up. He fights some powerful enemy, a aura farm. He might struggle a bit. Then he gets a new way to level up. Then he gets a new power up. He beats the bad guy with aura farming. Rinse and repeat. Oh yeah, and I guess, I don't know, maybe showing some random character, just, I guess,
Fucking
do the...
The funny thing...
I need you to not be like you are.
I need you to not suck.
What was that jobber effect? The warp effect. Yeah, the warp effect. Also
use
the warp effect. Oh.
You just finished watching Freerun last week. Thought it was a very good show. Like slow burn story. Yeah.
Both the dub and the sub is great.
Freerun and has this weird meme of one of the main characters just being an overall racist against demons.
As you should be.
Stupid. Look, that's because they're evil.
Yeah.
They are actually 100% evil. They've even showed us multiple times. They are, in fact, unrepentant evil. The only people they sympathize because they look human. Which honestly is the point, because they're trying to learn how to eat us faster.
No, Sonic!
So if anything, them people sympathizing with the demons is actually working.
Yeah, and yeah, and it would their strategy would unironically work in the Netflix May Cry universe.
Yes. Like literally, if these demons were in real life, like
the only good thing that is still around from Funimation
work.
is the One Piece dub. That's largely because Toei Animation and Eiichiro Oda scrutinized the hell out of it. No agendas allowed. Yeah.
The funny thing is, Sonic, you mentioned aura farming and solo leveling, and all I could think is the fact that that one artist I commission every now and then did an art piece on Piccolo and Sung Jin Woo.
The strongest aura farmer of old versus the strongest aura farmer of today.
Wow, that boss fight was lame. Oh. Wow, that stage of the boss fight was really lame.
Hope you enjoy the rest of it.
It's gonna be more of the same, isn't it?
What did you guess?
Quick time event.
I guess you could say the whole world is basically why they like Demon Slayer so much. They don't give a two. They could probably give two shits about the story, but it's all about the flag.
The demons are shown to be irredeemable. The paranoia is warranted. I agree with you. Billy Loomis says One Piece's dub also has script writers who read the manga. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind
should
of
be
the thing.
required,
I feel like
but
Crunchyroll, they're kind of pandering to like the shonen people.
Or
as some
really the
would
new
call it.
face.
no, they're not pandering to the shonen people. If they were pandering to the shonen people, they'd actually make their adaptations of shonen shows worth fucking watching.
Yeah.
It's mostly the new whatever's popular, or I guess but because again, Soul Weapon is like Demon Slayer, except at least Demon Slayer at least has character depth, even if
define character depth.
More than solo leveling.
That's
solo leveling.
Alex. That's
The only character that's probably good in Demon Slayer is what's his I know, I'm not remember his name, but the ninja from the ninja.
That's Tengen Uzui.
Tengen is voiced by
goddammit.
and Katsuyuki Konishi.
Yes, Miss Tengen. He was the best character, and that's why he had to leave the show because he was too good for this show.
Yeah,
Man,
unfortunately, that battle against the demon twin, brother and sister.
The demon siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lost his arm.
But hey, at least he gets to sleep with his really hot man.
Yeah.
So you know what? He got off. You know what? He's a winner. Best demon slayer. At least he had a damn pretty good backstory and everything. Yeah. Which is kind of why he had to leave the store, because he was literally too good for it.
Yeah, and Demon Slayer just decided they wanted to plot armor a bunch of bullshit.
Well, I mean, Tanjiro is literally plot armor.
He's walking, talking plot armor.
Him and his sister.
Oh, god damn it! I hit the wrong button.
Oh,
I'll be honest,
Yeah.
Nation's best dub was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Maybe I'm just biased towards Vic Mignogna, but the dub was so raw in terms of emotion and impact.
Yes.
He's a good dub.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's just less of a character. It's more like a little plot device. Yeah. We need the villains for the villains to either get something or the villains to get Tanjiro out of a mess.
He was personally my favorite character in the show.
What the fuck happened there?
That's like one of the few times
nowhere
where
near you.
Johnny Young Bosch gets the voice of character.
Vic's working as Edward
Sakurai.
Elric.
Then we're gonna get into the final
Could be Bryce Patrick. Thankfully, Full Metal Alchemist is done, and we will never have to deal with it being fucked ever again.
Except in live action.
The live action movies do not count, they're always bad.
I heard the one live action Full Metal did it. Like they got both Vic and Aaron Disney back.
Yeah, they only got those two and Caitlin Glass back, but they got nobody else.
Yeah.
Oof.
They didn't even get Travis.
I guess that's kind of both things. People want to turn from.
And I
guess maybe that's why teachers quit their jobs because students can't.
I suspect, based on how badly the dub was mixed, that one, it was recorded remotely, and two, that somebody thought that Vic was playing Alphonse.
Even though Aaron was playing Alphonse.
Well, I can't come up with any reason why Vic's audio would sound as metallic as it does without them applying some kind of filter to it. Because Vic has a good microphone. He's a professional voice actor and singer.
He knows how this shit works.
Yeah. He ain't no spring chicken.
to know.
God damn it.
But the reason I brought that up about JYD and Takeya Sakurai playing Giyu is like, now I can make the joke that both X and Zero are in Demon Slayer.
Woo.
You know,
maybe I will cover. I'll get my final thought either once the free fucking movies. God damn it, Black, you're doing it again.
God. Yeah, I mean, god dang it, the fact that Heaven's Feel was split into 3 movies that kind of...
At least in that instance, it was somewhat justified, because they're starting over from the beginning, and plus Heaven's Feel has...
Another reason I love the dub. She always kills it when it comes to emotional scenes. When relearning the truth about her parents broke me. That was a good scene.
Yes, it was. Both in the 03 series and in Brotherhood.
But Heaven's Feel being...
At least it had a good reason.
It's understandable, but...
Yeah, because, most people, I guess most of this plot beats, the beginning of Phase, literally the same thing as Unlimited Blade, but just minor differences here and there, like, Shiro gets more fucked up than usual by Berserker.
And I know I'm more inclined to agree with Kawasumi Aiko that I would love to see an adaptation of the Saber route from Euphoria.
Everybody wants to see one.
Yeah.
I'm sure Kari Walgren would love to do it.
Yeah.
I really hope you guys still voice all 4 of crossover.
As long as it's Union, it should be possible.
Him and Emily's voice actors as well.
Kaiji Tang.
Keiji Tang.
Pushing the button game.
Of course, we'll have to wait and see once, I guess, I don't know, in about 2-ish weeks. Fucking. Also, I guess a minor thing, once again, not 2 strikes again, because Star Rail decided to call Altoria, but Natsu figured it out and changed it to Altria again.
God dang it, Nasu.
Yeah.
This is the one, like, literally, I don't get it. Natsu. I mean, it's only him that has who wants to
Everyone else was like...
Altria.
God,
everybody says Altoria. Even the Japanese says Altoria.
Billy says, I was so happy when Funny announced that Caitlyn would voice Vivi in One Piece, because not only would she sound like a princess, but she has such great dialogue during Alabasta. Speaking of Netflix DMC, I had mixed feelings. The Rabbit Demon was an absolute standout. Freaking loved him. They completely bastardized Arkham's origins. Yeah. Making him into a sympathetic accidental villain instead of the heartless bastard embodiment of psychopathy that he was in DMC3. 4 Kids ruined Vivi. It should have been Rachel Lillis as Vivi and Eric Stewart as Mr. 9 using Jesse and James' voice. I agree.
Yes. Because at least Rachel Lillis by that point had voiced a princess.
Yeah.
See Berserk for context.
I remember meeting Rachel Lillis.
Oh, that still hurts.
Yeah, that gift.
Yeah, because I know she was in Genshin as Kanako. Also voiced by Kawasumi Aiko.
And considering that Demon Slayer's dub had Billy Kometz in there, I'm betting since Billy Kometz didn't have any new dialogue to record, or before his passing as Rui, it's more likely they're probably going to recycle voice clips of him.
That is one of the possibilities.
They did it for the party game.
Yeah.
Come on, let this be the end.
I mean,
Yes.
considering that this is, a sequel to when a game, I don't know how long it's been the first game you play the game.
Billy says,
But
God,
most
I miss
likely
Rachel
just-
Lillis.
Yeah.
Why couldn't it
Get a
have
Comic
been
Chronicles.
Michelle Kuntz instead? I got
Let's not go there.
Oh dear.
I got an E rank.
Let's not.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, let's not wish death onto others,
Q
please.
says also
You're
Merca
better.
bad at the end doesn't land when Hell attacked
Let's
first.
not go there.
Come on, man.
It didn't make a lick of fucking sense in the show. Like the fact that you're fucking invading hell from the top of the World Trade Centers. I can't get over that. I cannot stress. This is a real thing that actually happens in the fucking show.
You can't do it.
They
It's over.
started
Don't
an
worry.
invasion of hell by flying through portals they opened atop the World Trade Centers.
To American Idiot,
Set to American Idiot by Green Day.
minus one part of the song.
Yeah, no, it's the censored version of the song.
And as
No, it's uncensored, but they're missing part of the lyrics.
Well, yeah, it's the.
You can call me the
uncens-
Get America.
Yeah, that one. That line is like you missed the fucking point. Well, we thought you guys were a punk band, for fuck's sake. But they let themselves get censored on the fucking New Year's, rockin' New Year's Eve party for that. Granted, something to the network, but I remember you used to be able to say that on TV back in the day, and thank you, Sonic. There was an episode of House MD where it was said just flat out.
Her voice is absolutely horrible. She doesn't have the same vocal range as Rachel or Veronica. The main voice is
Oh, God. Who's that? You're gonna have to be more specific, because that's fucking lots of them.
Yeah. The DMC.
I can't stand TBCI2 Rocket. They rhyme all the goddamn.
Oh, God. The Pokemon Company International has done a lot of shit that's just ruined Pokemon as a franchise.
It's kind of, my comparison
They had-
in this case when...
They had some comic themes throughout the show. I remember rolling my eyes a few times. Have you seen my video? Hey, you beat Dark Gaia and you can spend 3 minutes running towards the next night's stage. Yeah, Q, have you seen the video that I made about the show?
This is why I prefer fruit. Why I prefer Skittles.
Welcome to Eggmanland, where all food is delicious Subway sandwiches.
Except no, it isn't delicious.
And somehow,
It's disgusting.
Eggman ate an entire footlong in 5 seconds. She had a promising
Oh, hey,
start when
nice
she
sandwich
developed
you got
as the
there.
double went on. At least Jessie was close to Lilith, but after Sinnoh, it became a Valley Girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I haven't, but I'll cue it up. Yeah. So here's something that I bring up in that. The fucking politically correct demonology about this stuff is like the plot doesn't make a lick of fucking sense.
We're still talking about DMC, right?
Yep.
Devil-
No, wait, not.
Darkom animated featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Because I can't tell we're still talking about Pokemon.
Yeah, we're on
TPCI
on
killed
Netflix
Pokemon,
Make
and
Cry.
It's all Joe Merrick's fault. NGL Eggman sub sandwich in this game is it looks delicious.
Except it actually isn't.
Subway's always good.
And it doesn't help that, the creator himself was trying to practice like he's the god of Devil May Cry. though. Ugh. Cause yeah, we all. Cause you know, I've seen the promotion of him dressing up like Dante in that one game, and the interview of how he wished he revived the series.
Okay, Sonic, he dressed up as Dante on Raw.
Oh god.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The fact
Like,
that, speaking of that, like, it didn't help that he thought that the franchise was dead when they told him, like, yeah, we're also making a DMC5.
When I
You know,
first
if I had a
saw that,
nickel
when I saw the wide shot, it was just like, who the fuck is this guy dressed as Dante behind the announce table? Well, and then it was like, cut to a close shot, Adi Shankar, creator of Netflix's Devil May Cry. It was like, oh!
If I had a
Okay.
nickel for every time two people tried to remake the Devil May Cry franchise as a way to reinvent Devil May Cry, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
I had $1 billion
Arthur
for every time.
Challoner and I are going to be rewriting the dub. He knows Japanese, and he's helping me rewrite the English dub for the 10th anniversary special. That's cool.
Exactly. Ninja Fury, Animal Cry, they both tried. You know what? We'll make our own Devil May Cry. It's going to be better than the original. Cue them both because they missed exactly what made Devil May Cry good.
Hey Billy, if for whatever
let's make the demons good guys or Dante is very powerful.
I think back to that, like with the whole like Adi Shankar like kind of screwing over DMC. It's kind of like my case, or like Aruze buying SNK. As I think I said this before, like they did more harm than good in my opinion, and the fact that
Cinco machines.
yeah, exactly.
I fucking hated what they did to Lady, though. She's a fine enough character for setting, but the uncaring, profane demeanor wasn't Lady, and it was wrong to portray her as such. Yeah, no. The characters... Everyone in that show who's from a different game isn't.
Like that Enzo guy.
Oh yes.
He is literally Enzo from Bayonetta, except he can't be because he's fucking dead.
I believe! I fucking believe! Funnily enough, in Bayonetta, Enzo is voiced by Zombozo from Ben 10.
Yeah. Even though, let's be honest, Enzo's life really does suck a bit. I mean, the man literally lost his wife and kids. Yeah.
Game won't
Bayonetta 3 was
that. The fact that
also was catastrophe for Bayonetta.
The fact that am I gonna die if I go in there?
You might.
No.
This is also a shame about
Hey.
Bayonetta 3.
Unlike Pokemon Retranslated, we're not using the Japanese names. We're giving the 4Kids changes for consistency. Hey, if you need a voice actor for that show, for whatever it is that you're doing, let me know. I'm always happy to lend my voice.
Same.
That's a good call. Yeah, Damon. Damon, would you be up for something like that?
Yeah, I would be, but I barely record.
Alright.
Damn shame about what happened to Bayonetta.
Well, you know, Bayonetta 4 is gonna be like Devil May Cry 5.
I mean, depends on where they're gonna go with the series, considering that, you know, I mean, maybe I would hope they could maybe try to redo Viola, because, you know, she is kind of, I mean, she's not the worst part of the game. The reason why the game was bad is just, I don't know, I guess she's like a nothing burger.
Damon would be James. That's cool.
Yes, I would be James from Pokemon. But
I love it when
kind of close to, you know,
James
kind
doesn't
of
love
up
that.
to early mid.
Boinga boinga! Why was I?
Flaming Moltres.
Why was I quoting that one?
I'm a blue hedgehog. Ask me anything.
What? I think he's finally come out of his closet.
About time.
No.
Which, by the way, that is an actual bit from the show.
It is.
You want to know the reason why they keep changing up the girls in the Pokemon anime that Ash travels with? Because apparently the animation people were like, yeah, boys need a new piece of eye candy every so often. They can't just have the same thing. I'm like, sexism aside, somewhat sexism aside.
Meowth and some other Pokemon. Cool. Cool.
We also need some way to reference the games, and we can't exactly change Ash's design to the main character, so let's just give him the female protag of each generation. And Iris, I guess.
Yeah, and Iris, whose personality sucks in the Unova series.
How did she become the champion? Iris, no fucking.
You're such a kid. Will you stop calling me a kid?
God.
I've been 10 for all eternity.
How the fuck did you become the champion, girl? Seriously, girl, how did you become the champion of the Universe Legion?
Oh God.
Iris, you're better in the games.
Yes, she is.
I prefer, yeah.
Yeah, she is. Although I still don't get why she's the champion. Even if she had a better design as a champion.
She found a way.
I guess. I mean, hey, I have no idea what the hell Pokemon anime is doing right now.
They're
Not
doing
paid
Horizon.
any fucking attention to it.
Currently, the Pokemon anime is off on its own direction.
Which I guess.
I feel like it's kind of good.
I guess that's also good. I guess that's fine enough. I mean,
It's no longer following Ash's journey, since Ash's journey already came to an end. Because where do you go after literally doing what your series theme song tells you you're doing, which is
easy.
wanting
You
to
go
be
to
the
a
very...
mountain and you wait for some random other 10-year-old to fight you.
No. Oh, the mountain spawns from right under you.
Yeah. And then you just sit there and you lose your vocal cords and you just sit there until some random 10-year-old kid takes your place. It's like the Atlas in a way. Whoever becomes the very place has to stand on Melt Silver and be a post-game final boss.
Damn it!
Why do you think Red keeps leaving? Why do you think Red keeps showing up and not Gold? Because after Gold beat him, the Gold got stuck on Melt Silver.
Q says I have exactly 0 voice acting experience and an annoying voice, so clearly I am perfect to read some lines in your passion project. Billy says, Iris is a pain in the ass, but I loved Eileen Stevens' performance. Too bad she was left the series. She left the series and was replaced by Anaris Quinones.
Anaris Quinones.
Good sound alike, but a virtue. Yeah, but a virtue signaler, yeah.
She is...
Hey, there's water there. The reason why Horizons doesn't have Ash again is attributed to Cerebi, Joe Merrick. Celebi, Joe Merrick.
Are we talking about that chick from the X and Y generation?
Sarah been gotten out a long time ago since primary school.
Wikipedia for me. Wikipedia all the way.
Oh, I do like that.
I really should. You know, when we really have to play the Pokemon games again.
Yeah.
The last Pokemon game I played was sadly Pearl, Bright Pearl, and Diamond.
Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
The original DS games on the Switch.
No, the remake on the Switch.
I'm sorry, man.
I skipped those.
Never bothered.
You did the smart thing, Damon.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
It
I
wasn't
ended
my
up
copy,
getting
it was my little
Legends
brother's.
Arceus.
Yeah, Legends Arceus is way better, though. Here's the problem.
Yeah.
They hid the They essentially hid in instructions on how to do a certain side quest in Legends Arceus in part of BDSP. That's dickish.
Yeah. And I still refuse to get BDSP because I am not.
Yeah, don't. As someone who's been played the game, look, it's literally just diamond.
Yeah, I gave it a fair shot, but the thing is that it's lackluster.
It's literally just diamond and pearl again, but I don't mind the chibi art style.
Awakening did it better than this.
My chibi art style, it was more of the lines of the fact that it's just diamond and pearl.
Not even platinum.
They should.
Platinum looks great.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's straight up just diamond and pearl. Like, they didn't fix anything. Like, even, you know, the fire type Elite 4 member. His team is still the same. Like, two fire types.
They could have based BDSP off of. They could have based BDSP off of platinum, but they didn't.
They just end up using the original Diamond and Pearl as the base.
Which is fun odd. Even because, you know, the digital diamond and pearl was not great in some places. I mean, other than the speed, the teams were very lackluster. I mean, look at the fire type roster.
By the way, Alec.
Good game, but not my favorite because it excludes the Viper, one of my favorite Hoenn Pokemon.
Volkner had like a Pokemon on his team or something. I was like, what?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did have an anti-Pokemon.
Which I'm like,
But
why?
Because we didn't have enough electric types.
Yeah, we gotta throw in an oddball Pokemon in there.
Because you know, we can't just give them free Pokemons, no.
Last gen I played was Black White, like 12
Even
years
Emerald,
ago. That
at
was
least.
the last good one. Even Pokemon Emerald at least tried to improve on Ruby and Sapphire. Yeah, but that's because that's a combined edition, and that's what they always do.
Yeah.
Pokemon's been all
I like
downhill
Sun
since
and Moon.
then.
Yep.
I like Sun.
3DS games were still okay, and it was a slow decline, but then it climbed almost.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Pokemon's animation also went downhill after the Sprite era. And Alex, I do remember you saying like, "Oh, Pokemon is still doing that. Was still doing that thing with the sprites." I thought you definitely didn't like.
Yeah.
I stamp. Yeah. It's
But here's the thing, Alex. At the very least, by 4th generation, they animated the intros to the Pokemon sprites.
Okay,
Right, and that.
How do I get to those fucking shoes up at the top?
Which ones?
These.
Are we talking the stomp? Are we talking the
Stomp shoes.
the air dash shoes?
Black
Yes,
and white
air dash
too, the
shoes.
sprites were just at their
You need the wall jump.
beautiful.
Where do I go to get wall
My
jump?
favorite, the Pikachu
Spagonia?
is just so adorable. He's like, he looks like he's pondering, like,
You gotta go to Spagonia's A area, and then you gotta go to the Spagonia's shrine area, and then
How have I not gotten that already?
I don't know.
And, yeah. And I did like Ultra Ruby and Sapphire.
The
Even if
Viper
it did give
stats are
us the
subpar,
monster
but I
that-
can't deny that it's kind of cute.
But I will admit that it did give us the monster that works Mega Rayquaza, which, you know,
Yes.
if you know the meta,
The
like,
Rayquaza is so broken. And I
it was
like the
so
Mega
broken,
Alpha
that was too
Sapphire, by the way.
it was too broken for the OP tier. That's how broken it was.
yeah.
We had to make a
Oh,
new
yeah.
tier for it.
It was in the anything goes tier.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was too broken for that.
Okay, so I'm here. I gotta go to the shrine and I gotta use the stomp shoes, right?
Yes, you gotta use the stomp shoes to activate a
I
switch.
I did like some of the post-game content for
I did
Omega
too,
Ruby
it
and
was
Alpha
really
Sapphire. It's like, after you get Omega Rayquaza, you just end up going to Deoxys. It's like, whoa, what the hell? That was like my...
I mean, to be fair,
Goddamn.
Rayquaza is basically Deoxys' biggest hater. Let's be real. Like, Rayquaza is a chill
Destiny
guy,
Deoxys.
but if you bring it... Like, Rick Graves is a chill guy, but if the Oxys ever come to his neighborhood, you know damn well he's gonna bring the shotgun, tell him, go back to
It's
like,
like,
the game.
catching Deoxys is a pain in the ass, and even if you use Mega Ray Quasar and you just attack it, yeah, you're gonna kill it.
Yeah, you're gonna end up killing it.
On that bastard.
Yeah, you're better off doing that.
Is really great, though.
Yeah. Like, the only times I would use my Master Ball is on the roaming legendaries. Like, when I was
I
going through
tried that,
Fire
and
Red.
it didn't work. And when I was on there,
After watching Checker Conroy's recent video about it, it's like, if they use Roar, it's like, yeah, they're gone for good. It's like, what?
In Fire Red and Leaf Green, yes.
I was like, what the fuck? I did not know about this.
Yeah, there's Fire Red and Leaf Green.
the anime series is horrible animation as
which is
well.
why
GoPro Malaysia. Honestly, if they wanted to outsource animation, why not go to Gongru? That's a very good question.
People would ask
I don't know if John Woo's even done it in the last couple of years. I know John Woo walked into the remake studio where they still do stuff. And I think Lotto Animation probably still does some stuff.
They're located in Seoul, South Korea. Let's see. Their most recent thing they've done. Let's see.
Multiple amount of body powers. Oh god. No.
Great Pokemon.
No,
The
save
great
Master Balls for a legendary, especially a roamer. But roaming Pokemon basically stopped in Gen 5. I don't
Okay.
count Gen 6. That doesn't count.
I mean, I guess don't use them on the legendaries that are, the main game legendaries.
Even
like
Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been
Death
affected by
Drama.
subpar animation. Zexal looks like shit, and L7s and Go Rush look like some Cal Art shit. Yeah, no, those shows are well after I stopped.
Yeah, I stopped after 5Ds.
Yeah.
I don't care for Zexal.
Yeah.
But if people like it,
But,
that's
yeah,
okay.
5Ds.
I mean, I guess
like the art
People are
style
not allowed.
change,
People are
that
not
last
allowed to
little
like
brains.
Zexal. People are not allowed to like Zexal. Zexal
Okay,
is a
I will give
crime.
Zexal this. It did give us
Why?
probably the funniest Yu-Gi-Oh villains there were. Victor. Victor was
Then again,
amazing.
until Brains, it was still under Gallop, but it was under Studio Bridge 4.7s and Go Rush. And all I can say is, thank fuck we didn't get another goddamn spin-off after Go Rush. Finally!
Damon,
Finally.
Yes?
you might want to be careful because you never know when you never know. Oh, you might have jinxed things.
I mean, we'll have to wait until Konami releases another new summoning mechanic in the Yu-Gi-Oh
Yeah.
card game.
It's just
That makes the
because
game
I
more
got
needlessly
tired of
complicated.
Spin-off after spin-off, and
Yep.
it was always in goddamn April.
Hopefully.
I need to
they won't
find
do
9
that,
more
right?
sun
I mean,
medals.
what else could they possibly do?
Yeah.
Look,
Then
man.
again, if you wanted to get into a game about exploration or RPGs, just play the Legend of Zelda games or Xenoblade Chronicles instead.
Or this.
Yeah. Or this. If you, I guess. Or hell,
Yeah,
maybe
'cause instead of getting Scarlet and Violet, I got Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I'm actually looking to picking that up because I
won't waste my time with
Wii
official
U.
Pokemon games. I play ROM hacks, and if I want an official game, I buy repro cartridges because $200 for an old ass game is
the
ridiculous.
ROM hacks are
Yeah.
horribly unbalanced.
I'm-
It's hard to.
Yeah. I probably
Because
would.
let's be
end
honest,
up
it's
opting
kinda
for the
hard to
ROM
find
hacks.
good
damn
ROM hacks.
scalpers putting these games up at high prices. You're better off emulating at this point.
I remember
Yeah.
when I got a copy of Pokemon Red for like $3.
Wow, yep.
Nice.
Damn.
Yeah.
Legit copy too.
But the only problem with Gen 1
The
and 2
batteries.
games is the batteries, the lithium batteries. You have to replace them.
Yeah, I need to
Yeah, 'cause-
replace mine probably.
yeah,
I mean,
save
with the
data.
GBA games, it's at least with the GBA games, I didn't feel it wasn't all that bad. It just mostly had to involve like
Oh, come on.
soldering and
Time-based
resoldering the
events.
batteries.
I
Yeah,
actually had
I
to
hate
replace
soldering.
the batteries for Sapphire and Emerald. 'Cause, yeah, you know, time-based events and planting berries, you couldn't do that if the battery went dry.
And Yeah, especially, and it was probably one of the essential ways to get like an Umbreon and Espeon.
Yes,
You know,
it was the only way to evolve Eevee and Espeon or Umbreon in Gen 3. That was the only way.
And now you
Yeah.
can't do that.
Lightspeed Dash
Remember
is
the
just not
GameCube
fucking
Gen
working
games?
right now, apparently.
oh,
Alex, you
No,
need to
Call
get
of
to...
Duty.
Alex, you're not at Shamar. You haven't gotten to Shamar yet?
yeah,
I haven't gotten the
consider
what
them
now?
Shamar yet?
yeah. And it added some extra means
You need
of
to-
getting Pokemon.
All you have is
Other
the...
Pokemon you couldn't get in the
Alex,
GBA
you only
games.
have the air dash,
That's
which
correct,
which
and you need
activates by the
every
boost
single
button.
game if you
Which
want to
activates by the
collect
boost
bunch of
button.
Pokemon.
Oh,
You
yeah.
need all
Okay.
7 of those games.
Avoid liquid crystal. Look promising, but it is profanity and it's unfinished. Profanity is fine. Unfinished is not.
Look, man,
Currently doing
I'm gonna
ultraviolet
say
with my level
finding a
70
good ROM
Dragonite
hack is
cannot
not
defeat
bad.
Lorelei. And again, it reminds me of that. Profanity and ROM hacks and stuff like that reminds me
I mean-
of those fan subs of Dragon Ball Z, where
Yeah.
Easy ad swears.
the candy ass faggot line.
Ah, that one.
Ah,
That one.
or Gohan
Whereas the
calling
dub
Boo a
did have a little
dumbass.
bit that was
You
close to
retard,
the
says
same.
Gohan.
Out and show yourself. Like,
Retard.
coward! Come out! Show yourself! An android who's scared to die!
Or Cheetah.
Honestly, to quote that one mark, swearing does not make you cool.
Oh man, that reminded me of I think like KOF 99 added some unnecessary swearing that wasn't there in the Japanese version originally.
And this is why I don't necessarily subscribe to the fan subs for these things.
As long as you're true to the
Smart
original.
choice.
Like,
get-
if someone says
you can get-
salt, you say crap or damn it.
You can get good shit out of them. It's just that, it was a lot more ropey back in the day. These days,
Yeah.
people tend to be sane about stuff. You don't wind up with as much. You don't wind up with Keikaku means plan in fan subs anymore.
I mean, I remember
Might take a
some
stab
of the
at
fan
Ash
subs.
Gray. Yeah.
I remember some of the fan subs where they would kind of explain the terms and like so and
Yes.
so.
I remember Team 4-Star made a nod to that during the finale to Season 3.
Ah, yes. I know what you're talking about.
All according to Cake.
Yeah.
Keikaku.
And then you see the subtitles.
All
Yeah.
according to Cake. No,
Yep.
Cake means Keikaku. No, Cake means plant.
Exactly as planned.
My thought for translators' notes is they're perfectly fine as long as it is describing something that you couldn't put in the actual translation.
Yeah, as long as it does keep the thing, meaning and messages, it's fine by me. I mean, remember, I'm a Fish fan. I had to deal with like 20 years of fans.
People die when they are killed.
Yeah, exactly.
Even I think a couple of years back, even somebody requested Sam Riegel to say that line.
And I'm sure Sam's like, can we not do that anymore?
Remember.
It was just
People
probably
die
the one
when they
time
are
and nothing
killed.
else came about it afterwards.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do fan
Okay.
subs, make sure that you understand Japanese and you're a good translator.
Otherwise,
Yeah, I've
I mean,
been in that position where I'm like, how do I
yeah, how would
understand
I go about it?
How do I understand the language better than the people who made this translation? But that's been with like fan subs and official subs too.
Yeah, so let's say, for example, Jim made Lance 99 GX fan subs. Now, he please understand Japanese. Definitely.
Well, remember in the dub when Ed Phoenix called Judai Schmaden Schmooky?
I won't tell you his name, but it rhymes with Schmaden Spooky. Hear me, Schmaden? You know who you are, you tard fiend.
And
Oh yeah. That's right.
and Judai would be like, I'm sorry, I don't know anybody by that Eddie's name that rhymes with that.
Yeah, because here's the thing, season 2 of GX.
Fan subs are something I never had interest in. I remember watching a sub version of Kiki's Delivery Service and come to find out that the subtitles aren't accurate. Disney used dub titles because the transcript came from the original English dub by Streamline Pictures.
Why?
I am.
That is literally the case for when I attempted to see if there was any differences in the Japanese version of the third Pokemon movie versus the English version.
Where Entei takes Ash's mom.
And it turns out the site that I would use for this used the script from the English version.
Oh,
now, for
I'm
stuff
like
Cowboy Bebop, that's all right, because Bebop's dub is pretty goddamn accurate.
To the point where even the Japanese version was like, yeah, their dub was better.
Good. Yeah. Disney.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop's dub is considered one of the best English dubs out there.
Hell, one of the lead singers for Art Bebop's main theme, was like our Spike is good, their Spike is sexy.
It even kind of.
I wish I was joking.
I think even Koichi Yamadera was kind of taken aback. It's like, yeah.
And I think Yamadera by that point, still had a bit more voice acting experience than Steve Bloom, because Steve Bloom was starting out at that point.
Yeah.
Because he was just a guy doing various voices in a mail room. Back then.
The wonders of translations.
When the rights reverted to G-Kids, they asked Studio Ghibli for the actual subtitles. So if you get the Shout Factory set, you will get the authentic subtitles.
I don't actually care about the authentic subtitles for Kiki's Delivery Service for a number of reasons. One being that Gigi's lines were all cut from the English re-release, which is part of the reason why I have the you know, all those awesome lines from Phil Hartman just gone.
Yep.
How unfortunate.
Phil Hartman was the Disney dub, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Chances if I decide to pick up Kiki's Delivery Service, I would have to hunt down that specific release then.
Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, there is a version that syncs up the original uncut dub to the HD footage from the G-Kids release.
I'm just gonna go and collect the moon medals around, and then I'm gonna call it because it's getting late.
Yeah.
The moon.
And I will say regarding translations, I do think some of the best official subs would be Steve Simmons' translations on the Dragon Ball releases.
Yeah. Kai and whatnot.
Yeah, because he's at least a fan of the series.
Yeah. And that's, in fact, you know, people were to ask me my opinions on Kai, I feel like it kind of did a lot more, there's like a lot more positives to it than negatives, like, Schimmel actually...
Kai's the better dog.
Yeah,
yes.
Very true.
Massive upgrade in terms of most of the voice acting. Gohan, however,
it can go either way.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna call it. So next time on Sonic Unleashed, we will be doing some more of the hot dog missions, because Alex is still busy. So until then, I'll see you later. I'll see you guys next week for Persona 4 Golden.
1998 version on my Google Drive. Q says one translator note I remember being fine was from Kurama no Omocha. The goofy main character says the scales fell out of my nose, which was a misspeak of the Japanese idiom The scales have fallen from my eyes.
Oh.
That's not specifically a Japanese idiom. That is like the scales have fallen from your eyes is like another concept in other things, which actually means to see the situation clearly. Yeah, no real way to translate the jokes, and they just editors noted it. Yeah.
Kiki.
Yeah.
Sounds
English
adorable.
was
Anyway.
great. Kirsten Dunst as Kiki sounds adorable, and I love Matthew Lawrence as Tombo. The fact that it was his natural voice and not a stereotypical nerd voice made me love him. Yeah, it's always nice when you don't do dumb stuff with your dubs.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you can have
think-
people leaving like,
I feel like, yeah.
voice.
Like,
Anyway,
Caitlin
hey,
Glass,
I'm.
I think she-
Anyway, hey, I'll